Hey everybody, welcome back to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel. This is video 2 in this series. In video 1, I showed you the unboxing and very quick overview of this nice 3 kilogram Moldal chocolate melter. And today, I'm going to show you how to quickly temper chocolate using this little machine. So about an hour ago, I turned the machine on, I started heating my chocolate. I have 454 grams of chocolate in here. This is equal to 1 pound. I'm using a dark chocolate today. This is the chocolate that I'm using, Calbo, right there. Really nice chocolate. Just gonna grab my little skewer and give this a little stir. And I just tested this before I turned the video on, and I have a temperature of 42 degrees in here. So I'm just gonna do that. What I have here is 200 grams of the same chocolate. So this is a tempered chocolate, and we're going to use this as our seed to temper this chocolate here. So I'm going to get in, make sure everything's nicely stirred. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start adding chocolate in, not too much at a time. Say about that much. And then we're going to stir this in. And we're going to see how much of it melts. And when you're tempering chocolate, you always want to be constantly moving the chocolate around. So you look at your chocolate and you see how much of it is starting to melt. We didn't put much in, so it's going to completely melt. When you can see that most of it is starting to melt, you can grab another little handful and throw some in. And then keep stirring. The important part is to add the chocolate and stir. You always have to have some sort of movement or agitation of the chocolate going on in order for this process to work correctly. So you just stir, stir, stir. And before I forget, I have turned my machine down and I've got it at 25 degrees Celsius, just so that I know the heating element doesn't come back on. So what we're doing here is we're introducing chocolate and we are lowering the temperature of that chocolate. I'm going to throw in a few more and then give it another stir. And because I started off with 200 grams, I have a base point and I know how much chocolate I needed to completely seed and temper this chocolate correctly. So you just want to get in there and stir. And just keep stirring. So you can see the general procedure of how this is done. Now you can see there are little specks of chocolate here still, the seed or the cold chocolate that we added. And that chocolate must be tempered. So if you have previously melted chocolate and it was not tempered, don't try adding it because it won't work. We just keep stirring. And I can feel this chocolate now is starting to get a little bit thicker. So I'll add a little bit more. And don't worry if you add too much chocolate, because you can always remove it later on. And you just completely stir all of this in, get it well incorporated, and just stir, stir, stir. I'm going to take a little bit of a reading here. I have a digital thermometer. I'm just going to check the temperature here. And we're already down to 34 degrees Celsius. So as I continue this process, I can see now that a lot of that chocolate, you can see there are little pieces in there that are not completely melted. And the chocolate is becoming very thick. Hopefully you can see that on camera. You can see the nice shine this chocolate has. I'm using a Calbo chocolate. I love that chocolate. If you've never tried Calbo, make sure you get yourself a bag if it's available to you. You can check online at different chocolate stores, on Amazon. In some countries it's available. And if you don't completely get all of those little pieces melted, don't worry about it. You can go in there with a little fork and just remove whatever is left. And if it's not important to you, then you can leave it in there. And you can see now that it's getting very, very thick. So basically what we've done, we have taken the chocolate from that higher temperature, we've added seed chocolate, which is tempered chocolate. Adding it to that, it drops the temperature of our original melted chocolate, and it also introduces these little crystals, these crystals that are in the proper format so that they are in a tempered state, adds it to the confusion of the melted chocolate. And this chocolate basically teaches the whole mass how to become tempered once again. Trying to explain it in very simple terms, but that's exactly what's happening. So these are the students and this is the teacher. And this teacher, you know, takes the knowledge and puts it into the entire mass. And then what happens is when you're finished, all of this is now this. So it's a pretty magical process. I'm just going to give it a little stir again. You can see how thick this is. And this is a good workout, that's for sure. That looks really, really nice. Can you see the ribbons and how long the chocolate now is staying in that format? As it goes down, the ribbons are not disappearing very, very quickly. And that's another indication that you're on the right track. Can you see how long the pattern is staying in there in those from the ribbons? That's really nice. By the way, this chocolate smells amazing too. Once you don't have much of this left, the temperature is now going to start evening out, and it takes a lot longer for it to drop. And this is about the temperature that you're going to be using it when you're working with it. Once you have your chocolate at this state, then you can go onto your little machine and you can just keep it at that temperature. So you could have this in here all day long once it's tempered, and then you just take your little lid, place it on there, and then every once in a while you just get in and give it a little bit of a stir. So that's that. So the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to do a little temper test. Now with dark chocolate, you're figuring around 4 to 5 minutes. If you put it onto a little piece of metal, like a spatula, you should start seeing it set up within about 5 minutes. This greatly depends on the temperature that your chocolate is at right now. So give it a little bit of a stir. There we go. So I'll grab a spatula. We'll just get a little bit on there. Give it a little bit of a tap. You can see that that's very, very thick right now. The thicker it is, the longer it's going to take to start tempering. Like that. I'd say that's good. Just like that. I'm just going to place that. Can I have enough room right there? Right there. Perfect. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a timer on, and I'm going to come back in about 5 minutes and we'll see how long that takes, where it starts becoming rigid enough where we can actually scratch into the chocolate. So I've set my timer now, 5 minutes. I'm going to let that go. I'm going to pause the film and then we'll come back. So this is almost 5 minutes later, and you can see that this is already firmed up. So I'm going to take a knife, let's just turn this, and then let's just do the scratch test. And then I just run my knife, and you can see that the chocolate is now hardened. It's not 100%, at this 5-minute mark. But once this sits here for several hours, it will become completely firm. And you can see how nice that is. Let's just scrape it off. I'll just dump it back in. And that there is a very fast tempering little test. But at this point right now, you can take this chocolate, keep it warm at about 32 degrees, 29, 30, 31, 32, somewhere around there. And you can use this all day long. So you can do your chocolate shells, you can do truffles, all kinds of different things with this. So that's it for this really fast chocolate tempering tutorial. I do have others on my YouTube channel, and I'll link to those underneath this video in the description box. If you want to check out more information on this machine, this is made by Moldal. This is a smaller version of another one that I have. This here is a 3 kilogram model, and it's amazing for smaller businesses and the home user. I'll put all of the links for this machine down in the description box, and also a link that goes over and shows you the unboxing and overview of this chocolate molder. So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you wish, and if you're on Facebook, you can also check me out there at facebook.com/BakeLikeAPro. This video will also be on my Facebook page. So that's it for today, and I'll see you next time. And please subscribe to my BakeLikeAPro YouTube channel, and also click that notification bell to be alerted every time I upload a brand new video.